Happy birthday, a great big to-do. Let's celebrate, yeah, celebrate you. So make a wish on your special day. You're looking great, so great, come celebrate. Happy birthday from us to you. From the place, yes, from the place where dreams do come true. So here's a wish, 1, 2, 3, 4-part harmony. Happy birthday, your special day. To you, yes, to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, well, hi, Bob. I'm Randy.
Randy who?
I'm Randy DiSimone.
No, that's my name.
Oh,
Bob
yeah, we
DiSimone.
had this problem the first time we met. In fact, I just finished a most delicious dinner. But along with wishing you a very, I was almost going to say Merry Christmas, and I don't even drink. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I'm not so sure I'll be here for Christmas.
Hey, you knocked that off.
Take one holiday at a time.
Yeah, really? So, the one thing, hey, you guys, quiet on the set. Paul, tell Michelle quiet on the set. You're a little bit loud.
And you're supposed to talk about an experience that you had.
I'm going to talk about an experience.
Okay.
So, do you remember that? I think it was the first time I met you, actually. Donn was doing a job in Palm Springs, and I'm not sure why you were even coming to the hotel.
I was helping him with the video.
Really? That was my
Right.
the first time that you ever asked him to help you. So, lo and behold, and then I show up, and then we've got all these mixed up DiSimone names happening.
Yeah.
And I think they might have put me in the same room with you. And then,
That's
or
funny.
else they put you and Donn in the same room and put me in my own room. And so anyway, that was quite a fun time. But I think that was the first time that I met you, and we all spent the weekend away together in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Right? And here we are.
Interesting.
How many years later? Lots of years later.
Oh,
Yeah.
I lost.
Bob, can
I
you
run out
believe?
of fingers and toes.
So, look at you, 90 years old, celebrating your birthday with your family. That's
Yep.
really very special, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too many more of these.
Why do you say that?
Well, it was a question of what's going to expire first, my driver's license, my van, or me.
And
Well, the driver's license expires today.
oh wow, they didn't give you another driver's license
I haven't been able to renew it yet.
because you haven't had the time to go there, or
No, I went there, but the line was hours long.
well, if you want, we can always come and take you. You have to get there first thing in the morning.
I got there first thing in the morning, and there were over 100 people in line
Oh, you have to
before
come.
they opened.
Do you have to stay in Thousand Oaks,
7:30.
or can you come to the Valley?
I don't think it makes too much difference. They say all of them are mobbed.
You know, I really think whether you have your license or not, you should just continue driving.
I probably will.
Anyway, Bob, I adore you. You've been a great brother-in-law.
Thank you.
You're a great member of our family, and to many, many healthy and happy more. And again, I just think you should keep on driving.
Thanks again, Randy.
Give me a hug. Mwah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Heidi. I am Christopher's girlfriend, and this is Uncle Bob.
Mhm.
And I'm so glad to be here. My fondest memory of Uncle Bob was meeting him today.
We've known each other a whole day.
No, not even a whole day, a few
No.
hours, but yeah, it's been interesting and amazing. And now I see where Christopher gets his good looks. And yeah, this is wonderful just to be here and celebrate your 90th birthday. You don't look a day over 89. And no, this is wonderful.
Thank you.
And thank you for having us here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to see everybody here. I'm glad to see.
My name is David Dugan, and I am Opa's grandson. And I think one of the things that has stood out to me knowing Opa is just something that's so iconic. You know, he's always sitting down, and he's got his Hawaiian shirt on, and it'll be completely unbuttoned. And he'll just do everything with an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
And he has the pride and the self-respect to do it everywhere.
Why not?
You know? Don't you agree?
Yep. That's me.
That's you. Yeah.
Big belly and all.
You know, it's a hard belly though. It's like it looks like you keep it toned. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. 90 years.
I'm always stuffing it full of food.
Oh yeah. I am Alex Karukas. I am the grandson of Robert DiSimone. He's turning 90 today, thank goodness. My favorite memories.
I'll second that.
Yeah. My favorite memories of Opa is he taught me how to cook a lobster in the microwave. He taught me how to cook a steak on the grill. And he also, for a brief moment, tried to teach me the saxophone, which I could not do at all. But he was very patient, thank goodness. Also, my memories of swimming in the pool and eating figs by the pool from the fig tree. He's the closest I've been to any of my grandparents, and I'm so happy to have him with me.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you so much, Opes.
All right, I'm Courtney. I'm Alex Karukas' girlfriend. But my first memory of you, Opa, was Alex and I had just started dating. We were together for like 2 months, and he was insistent that I meet you. So you open the door, and you're in a Hawaiian shirt, unbuttoned,
Yeah.
and a glass of red wine, and you
course.
kissed me on the cheek, and I was like, this man is an icon. And then we just talked for like an hour, and I was like very intimidated, because I was like, who am I meeting? But it was wonderful.
Good.
And you're a great person, and I'm just very happy that I've gotten to know you.
Thanks, Courtney.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm Greg Karukas, husband of Yvonne, oldest daughter of Bob and Rosie. And it turns out that before I even met Yvonne, Bob and Rosie and you, Donn, had probably come to see a Shelby Flint show with me playing in the band. So that sounds like that's about 1985 or 86. Something like that.
Yeah.
And Yvonne and I got together in 87, late 86, 87, something like that. Been together ever since. And then nothing but joy coming to Thousand Oaks and visiting Bob and Rosie. And on and on. And here we are, 32 years later.
I'm Stevie. I'm Bob's grandson, I suppose, and so he's my Opa. And I've always really appreciated his positive and just happy, positive energy. It just radiates out of him. And I think one of my favorite story that I can remember off the top of my head right now is I was little, probably like 10 years old, and I remember the Dugans were over at your house, and they found a pine cone, and they wrapped it in a paper towel, and they put it on a chair, trying to prank you into thinking that David had pooped on the chair. And I remember that it was probably pretty. I was young, but it was probably pretty obvious to you that it was not a poop. But you still laughed at it. And I really appreciated that you just were able to have fun with all of us then. That's my quick story.
That'd be a good story.
I'm Thalia. I'm Opa's granddaughter. I'm Thalia's daughter. I'm Renee's daughter. Yes. And there are a lot of stories I could tell. In general, Opa is the reason I play clarinet, because of all the Dixieland stuff he did and all the clarinets he had to give me as hand-me-downs. So I'm eternally grateful to him for my clarinet genes. and all the clarinets that I've been able to play through the years.
Yeah.
And you're the only reason I have any sense of jazz in my heart a little bit. But there's a funny story unrelated to the music that was related to the pranks. We had dinner one night at our old house at Nevada Court, and I was probably like 6 or 7, and I had like a soda or something in a plastic cup, and it wasn't a clear cup, so you couldn't see inside it. And I think it was like we brought home leftovers or something, and Opa is sitting at one end of the table, and I'm at the other end, and everybody's just talking, and I'm trying to drink my drink, and then I'm sucking on the straw. I can't get anything out of it. And Opa's at the other end, turning purple, and nobody else notices. And then I couldn't tell what was going on. I just thought something was wrong. And he says, "Oh, Thalia, I'll get you another straw." And he does this about 4 times, and he sneaks off into the kitchen and comes back. Each time, I'm just not getting any drink out. He had these straws lined up. What did you do? You like tied a knot in one of them and like poked a hole in another?
Yeah.
Why would you do this to a small child? It was so funny. He's just completely purple, bursting with laughter.
Yeah.
But that was part of the prank wars.
Oh yeah, I used to play pranks like crazy on you guys.
It was fun, because then we would come back with full force.
Yeah.
But that's one of the stories.
Well, I'm Renee, and I'm his offspring. And the stories are countless, and I couldn't pick one, honestly, but stories I cherish so many. The daddy stories, the stories of you and Donn growing up, and all the stories you share, and all the things you guys did, and set fire to garages and pee out of windows or whatever you did. Those were always fun, but you've always been there, and best dad ever.
Thank you.
And whenever you'd come home at night, we'd be so excited. When's Daddy getting home?
Late.
Yeah, late, and yeah, you've just always been so supportive, and I love you.
Thank you.
And I don't know, a whole lifetime of stories. I don't have a favorite.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as we're done, I'll think of one to share, but he's always quick-witted to this day with a great story, and one-liners that make us laugh and cry. And, yep, always the best.
I try.
I love you, Dad.
Love you.
Well, I'm Christopher. I'm Bob's nephew, and kind of reunited here after, half your life, 45 years. It's been 45 years since I've been here. To the month, not necessarily to the day.
That's right.
So it's definitely kind of amazing for me to be here and to kind of be reunited with the entire family, really, but definitely an honor to be here, and I'm thankful to have some time to get to know Bob. And I was kind of thinking about earlier today, and as far as I've always been kind of big on legacy anyway since I've had my sons, and I was thinking about it, and really, I've always kind of thought that some of the best way to look back at someone's life or whatever and the legacy they left behind is really to look at the lives they've left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I'm just getting to know my cousins, your daughters, but as I'm doing that and getting to know and see the love between them and their families and just everybody, that's certainly I think the biggest tribute to who you are and who you've been as a father.
It's a good family.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely a significant piece of that, and the most significant piece of bringing us all together is Yvonne, who's not with us.
Mm-hmm.
But her perseverance for nearly 45 years is what created this moment and was able to let me be here today.
Yep.
So as thankful as I am for her and her efforts and not giving up in that way, I have to be thankful to you for raising her in that way.
Yeah, well, she pursued the genealogy tree.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's probably the most amazing part. And you know, for all that time and gap of not knowing someone, you know, there's just a tremendous amount of respect I have for you as I'm raising my own sons, that I can hopefully inspire them in the same way.
Very
So
good,
thank you.
Christopher. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I'm Tim, and I married his youngest daughter, Renee. So I appreciate that. I guess the most important thing is one of the most important questions I got to ask you that my future son-in-law is going to ask me. I was standing out in the cold at a payphone in 1987. I was unemployed. I had quit my engineering job, and I asked you on the phone, this is about February 88, sorry, I said, so, could I marry your daughter? And I didn't expect a really great, oh, that's great, you quit your engineering job, sure. And Bob just was calm, and he just said, no objections, 2 words. Then he said, make sure she gets through college. So I get to do this all over again, because Thalia's beau is flying out from Texas, the fellow who has the same birth date as mine, and who had picked the best engineering degree, which is mechanical engineering, of course. So he's already brown-nosing me twice. Daniel is coming out, and he's already texted me, and he told me in advance that there's going to be a question asked. So I just have to remember how good you did as a model, you know, and then I'll have a conversation with them. So thank you for letting me marry your daughter.
Okay, Tim.
And happy 90th.
Yeah, you're a good son-in-law.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Okay, well, my name is Donn DiSimone, and I'm Bob's brother, the taller brother, or the younger brother, whichever you want to call it. But anyway, the days I remember best are the days that we had growing up in Chicago and going to school there, although I was in grammar school, and by then he was in high school. By the time I was in high school, he was into music and into bands in California. By the time I came to California, he was going in the Army. When we got out of the Army, I was going into the Army.
Yeah.
So we missed a lot of times together, but it all came back later over the years here in Thousand Oaks, and in many happy occasions with his family ever since then. And we've shared a lot of time together with my family and his, so I've enjoyed that immensely, and I thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're a good brother.
Yeah, you are too. Okay, Randy, thank you.
So my name's Michelle DiSimone, and I am my mother's daughter, which means, first let me pour some wine for my dad. I am Bob's daughter. Happy birthday, Pops.
Thank you.
And I have no idea if we're supposed to be talking about something specific, but all I know is this man has been on this planet for 90 years, and 53 of them, he's taught me to be a responsible human. He's taught me love, respect, integrity, loyalty, commitment, longevity, to be frugal when I need to, but to live life when I don't. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Dad. And I don't know what I'm supposed to be talking about.
You're a good learner.
Well, you're a good teacher. And I do remember in college when I needed tires for my car, because I couldn't afford them, and I was putting myself through school because my parents basically said, if you want to go away to college, you've got to pay for it. If you want to live at home and go to Northridge, we'll give you a car to drive, you pay for your books. But if you want to go, then go, but we can't pay for it. And I said, okay, bye-bye. And it was a little rough that first year. I took out a lot of student loans, and I paid them all back because he taught me the value of the dollar, and he taught me to, you know, be a woman of my word. But I remember I needed tires for my car, and he said, all right, well, how much are they? And they were like $800. I'm like, Dad, they're $800. He's like, oh, exactly. And he said, tell you what, I will give you a loan. And he said, but I'll give it to you at the going interest rate for a personal loan. And I said, okay, what is that? And he's like, it's 10%, because it was high back then. I won't tell you the year, but it was like 10 years ago. And so my dad gave me this $800 loan for my tires, and at 10%, and I thought, okay, that'll be like $80. Well, I'd come home like every other weekend, and I kept owing more money and more money and more money. I'm like, Dad, it was supposed to be like $880 total. And he's like, no, it's compounded interest. And let me show you how that works. And he got out his calculator and he wrote it all down. He's like, you've given me $50 a week or $50 a month for the last, and now you owe this much money. I'm like, oh man. That being said, he taught me the value of the dollar, and he taught me, you know, if you have to borrow money, be smart about it. Borrow it for things that are important. Pay it back as soon as you can. Be honest. Be loyal. Show love to those around you.
Watch the amortization sheet.
And watch the amortization sheet. That's right. And just be a good human. He's a good teacher.
You learned well.
Thanks, Pop. I had a good teacher.
Thank you.
Mwah. Love you.
How about
Love
a
you.
toast to the 90s?
Toast. Happy 90th.
Yep.
Cheers.
And any more.
Okay, let's sing happy birthday in upscale tempo. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bob. Happy birthday to you.
And hopefully a little more.
Yeah, a little more.
There we go.
Don't forget your wish. Oh my God.
An icon.
Got Marshall.
Those the
Alright, that's the last one.
Alright, here we go.
We're doing decades on these candles.